Alrighty guys, we are on simplifying rational expressions 1C. Please make sure that as you're going along with these assignments, you're doing them in order. We'll see already right now that these problems are getting harder. As long as you're okay with your basic factoring, it shouldn't be a big deal, but if you're still struggling with factoring, please go back and look at some of the previous videos because we're going to need to be factoring for the whole rest of the year. So let's get down here. 5, 6, 7, and 8. If we look at them, they all have, it looks like they all have a factored binomial on the top or bottom, and then a non-factored trinomial. So if we look at number 5, what do I mean by that? Well, there's nothing I can factor out of x plus 3 here. That's what I mean by it's factored. Now I can still do something with this 4. 4 is equal to 2 times 2. So I can factor that, but then in terms of x plus 3, that does not factor at all. On the bottom here, though, I'm going to need to factor. And so what do I see here? This is a quadratic trinomial where a is 1. And we know how to factor this. We've been doing a lot of these. You just need to remember that that's the process. Which is, again, what I mean by that is we want to factor the top and bottom separately before we do any canceling. Using my x, a times c is 1 times 6, which is 6. B on the bottom is 5. And the numbers that work here are going to be 2 times 3, because 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So in my factored form over here, I'm going to have x plus 2 and x plus 3. Now remember, this kind of factoring where we just use the x, it works when a is 1 only. And next, I think, starting on assignment E, we are going to have to use Xbox. But for right now, I just want to see if there's something that cancels. And the only thing I see that cancels would be the plus 3 on the top and bottom. That's going to leave me on the top. The 2 times 2 can go back to being 4. On the bottom, x plus 2, and I do not need the parenthesis because there's nothing outside. That would be our answer. 4 over x plus 2. That's how you're going to do problems 5 through 8.